So in the story of Inanna's descent, there's this scene of Ereshkigal, which is her sister who rules the underworld, grieving after she's killed Inanna, spoiler alert. And these little beings, I forget what they're called, come down from one of the gods that Inanna asked to help her if she didn't come back on time. And so they witness Ereshkigal in her grief. And as she's saying, like, oh, my stomach hurts, she's like clawing at her belly and ripping her hair out. They are mirroring her, and every time she says something, they say it back to her. So she's like, oh, my insides hurt. And they're like, oh, our insides hurt. And this goes on for a while, and it resolves when Ereshkigal, is like, holy shit, I feel so seen. Like, you guys have given me this gift. What can I give you in return? And that's when they ask for Inanna back, and Inanna comes back to life and is able to return to, the land of the living, etc. And, this story represents her integrating her darkness and going through a cycle of death and rebirth. What's so interesting is that I've seen this reflected in my parenting. I think that when we're witnessing somebody in like distress, and we try to empathize with them, my go-to is always like, I understand, and I echo back like, oh, you're feeling angry, and I name that hurt. It's more on the nose when you're talking to a 2-year-old versus like an adult. My daughter is 2.5, and lately she's really upset if she doesn't get something she wants, and she starts like screaming over and over again that she wants it. And whenever I try to say, I understand, you're angry that you're not getting this thing, she just interrupts me and screams that she wants it again. Like, she'll go, I want chocolate milk. And I'll be like, I understand. And I'm trying to like affirm her, what I think is affirming her. And she just interrupts me screaming again. And the only thing that has helped is me saying back to her what she wants. It's not me saying like, oh, I get it, I understand how you're feeling. It's me saying, you want chocolate milk. She'll scream, I want chocolate milk. And I'll say, you want chocolate milk. And like, we just do that over and over again until she calms down. This also came up for me yesterday doing a ritual around integrating the extractive masculine, which I have a Substack post about, and I like talk about the ritual and my experience with it. You can access the full ritual if you're a premium subscriber. I encountered this in the part of myself that is a wounded masculine child that has felt like steamrolled by the toxic feminine. And I know we see this dynamic. I've seen this dynamic firsthand in male partners and their relationship with their mothers. Interfacing with this like wounded boy that is a part of my psyche, I felt firsthand how condescending it can feel, despite our best intentions, to hear, I understand. Like I said, that can kind of be my go-to, like when I'm talking to parts of myself and, or even like my modern day self, I want to be like, I understand how you're feeling. And like, that's not always the best place to go to, because if that part of ourself or, whoever we're speaking to doesn't feel understood, it can sound really reductive to hear, like, I understand. And you're like, no, you fucking don't. You don't understand. So reflecting on Inanna's story has given me a deeper level of insight. And then, doing this ritual on my own with this particular part of my psyche, like that mirroring rather than going right to assuming we understand, just mirroring flat out, especially when we're doing inner parts work, has made a real shift for me, and it's really helpful in parenting as well. If you want to read more about that, it's on my Substack, and I write a lot about healing from trauma and inner parts work, healing from religious abuse and interpersonal abuse as well. So there's a lot of juicy stuff on there. Check it out.